Okay, I wrote this before I actually decided to quit the Libertarian Party and run as an unaffiliated person. But this will explain, it's called the Faithless Libertarian. This will explain why I was one. A Democrat becomes a Libertarian when he asks, if I want the government to stay the hell out of my bedroom, should not the government keep out of the boardroom also? For Republicans, the question is reversed. I am a registered libertarian for mostly artistic reasons. I write plays and screenplays. I select the topic, theme, setting, characters, etc. It is all my choice. The end product of all that work must make its way in the cruelest, most free market of all. The risk is mine. The reward will be mine. I am autonomous. Naturally, I most respect autonomous people. I have little respect for anyone, anywhere, who lays the blame for their failures any place other than upon their own shoulders. Thus my contempt for the Trump crowd. I believe in free markets. I believe in opportunity, not entitlement. Thus my deficit of empathy for the angry white men who use the Electoral College to impose a mentally diseased degenerate into the White House. I believe that most people are good. Government exists, or should exist, to protect good people from the sociopaths. My gut feeling is that about 5% of men are sociopaths and 1% of women. Thoreau's aphorism that the government governs best that governs least is a search for the sweet spot. How much is necessary? The moments in history where mankind has come closest to that sweet spot have seen the release of the creativity thrusting the ascent of man. The best people do not shy away from markets. Tocqueville noticed during his tour of America that the intelligence level of the average worker was higher on this side of the Atlantic. Why? I suspect that the rigors of Carpe Diem stimulate the little gray cells. The more government shields a person from the consequences of his own mistakes, the more he disengages from his cerebral cortex. The wider the horizon of his ambition, the more he engages. What about the petty briberies in the marketplace? Sir Richard Burton, this is the Orientalist from the 19th century, not the actor, noted, when officers commanding regiments in India contracted for clothing the men, they found douceurs under their dinner napkins. All that is now changed, but I doubt the change being an improvement. The plunder is the public is plundered by a board instead of an individual. Certainly I do not want to see an increase in public corruption, but the marketplace, with the help of the Better Business Bureau, the Rotary Club, and the Community Chest, can resolve these small matters more efficiently than a government agency. I really feel for Danny DeVito's character in Tin Men when he is forced to give up his license to sell aluminum siding. Nonetheless, pure libertarianism requires a leap of faith. I lack that faith. I am a libertarian not because I want to get rid of government, but that I want to rule it back to servant status rather than master. Libertarians like campaigning on a slogan of abolish the IRS. The ideological purity of that exclamation is quite appealing, but we lose votes. My campaign slogan would be liberate the tax attorneys. I would carry around the entire United States tax code, all 17,000 plus pages, pick out pages at random and see whether the audience and I could figure out who that page benefits and how much money lobbyists invested in getting that page written in. Let's get the tax code down to 4 or 5 pages. In addition to this pragmatic suggestion, there are 7 issues where libertarians must compromise. 1, health insurance. 2, gun control, which I've already spoken of quite a bit. 3, environmental protection. 4, the Federal Reserve. 5, education. 6, the minimum wage. 7, globalism. On at least 3 of these issues, the minimum wage, for which I would substitute the living wage, education, and health insurance, the ideologically pure stance of the libertarians, if ever enacted, would decrease social mobility rather than increase it. Like most libertarians, I am shocked to discover that the mother country is blessed with greater mobility than the United States. Yes, that is true. There is greater social mobility in the United Kingdom than in the United States. let's look at a few things that they are doing right. And I think I'll stop here and pick it up with another video.